Okay, so I wanted to share with you guys by far, probably, I think maybe one of the most top requested questions that I get on this page is about high blood pressure, hypertension. So we all want to have a medicine that's going to help with high blood pressure, right? And that's great. And there are medicines that really help. There's so many. There's so much of our medicine that can help with hypertension. The problem is that they are not going to be getting at the root cause of the issue. And what will happen, in fact, is if you remove that medicine, the hypertension will just return. And so you will be dependent on that medicine in the same way that you would be dependent on the hypertensive medication from the doctor. And so we don't want that, because that will force you into a position where you are over consuming the medicine, and to where that's where problems arise from, is when when you have too much medicine. The difference between medicine and poison is the dose, and this is making our opportunity to reach the potential of overdose much easier if you're dependent on using it. So yeah, once you remove that medicine, the hypertension is just going to come right back, and that's just the way that cookie crumbles, because there's another source of hypertension, essential hypertension. There's two different kinds: essential, secondary. I wanted to focus on essential because secondary makes a lot of sense. So essential hypertension is an issue with your metabolism. It's one of the 5 keystone hallmarks of metabolic syndrome is high blood pressure, because high blood pressure is caused by metabolic dysfunction. And so again, we're looking at your metabolism. What parts of your metabolism? This is where it makes so much sense. What is driving hypertension? Why do we have high blood pressure? One of the reasons why is because our body requires too much insulin to control our blood sugar. Hyperinsulinemia. I can never say it enough, because it is there at the root cause of all of our biggest, most systemic issues. And so the reason why it's important in the pathology of hypertension is because insulin, when it's actually helps with vasodilatation to lower your blood pressure. It has a relaxation effect on smooth muscles, your blood vessels. But the problem is when you have too much insulin, when you are hyperinsulinemic, what happens is that forces your kidneys, that programs your kidneys to retain sodium, to not give your body the opportunity to pee out sodium. So the stupidest thing, these low sodium diets, when you have high blood pressure, stop eating salt. No, salt. Salt is so necessary for so many different processes. That is not the best idea, and it's not even getting at the root problem anyway. The root problem is that we probably have hyperinsulinemia that is telling our kidneys to keep all of this. So it's sodium retention. It's because we don't release the sodium that we have. That's the problem. It's not that we're having too much. One of the other things that I wanted to say too is that glucose, when your blood sugar is too high, you have this the cells in your blood vessels, the endothelial cells, produce nitric oxide. The endothelium produces nitric oxide that lowers your blood pressure. So nitric oxide, good. Nitric oxide synthase, the enzyme that breaks down nitric oxide, bad, because obviously the ability to dilate the blood vessels is impaired as the nitric oxide synthase enzyme increases, because there's going to be less nitric oxide. So glucose metabolites, glucose itself, inhibits your endothelium's ability to produce nitric oxide to lower its blood pressure, but also increases the ability for the endothelium to create nitric oxide synthase. So to break down any of the nitric oxide, even if they are able to produce nitric oxide to dilate the blood vessels, there is more of the enzyme there to get rid of all of it. And so high blood sugar and unusually high levels of insulin are at the root cause of essential hypertension. And so if we want to help with high blood pressure, that is what needs to be understood. That is what needs to be controlled. That is where we need to be directing our attack. Utilizing medicine is finding something that will help. Yes, they do help, but you're going to be dependent on it, which puts these I don't know how else I could say, but is it's not sustainable, and it's not respectful to the plants either, because what we need to look inward, and we need to say, you know, what can I do that's going to help with my hypertension? Is there something that I'm doing wrong? And to understand that, yeah, when you do use the medicine, you're going to be dependent on that in the same way you're going to be dependent on a drug from the doctor. And so, you know, that's one of my favorite things is to share with everybody is the identification of disease pathology, and how important it is to understand that getting at the root cause of the issue is the most important thing. So what we're actually looking at as being one of the most effective medicines for hypertension has nothing to do with the blood vessels. It has everything to do with your metabolism. So you're looking again at the Labrador tea, you're looking at the mixture of pine bark and poplar bark, blueberry leaves, and all these amazing medicines to help your metabolism that obviously are not going to do anything if we're not exercising appropriately, moving throughout the day. And then so yeah, this is not going to mean anything either. All of this together is not going to mean anything if we are not looking at a biologically appropriate, ancestrally consistent nutritional protocol that needs to be in place to lower the amount of insulin that your body needs, and give you the opportunity to control your blood sugar, glucose control, so that your blood vessels are able to properly dilate and you know, lower as needed. And so you know, just a little, refer to some of our other videos on what that culturally appropriate, ancestrally consistent nutritional protocol is. I'll just defer you to those other videos. I'll put the link in the description. So yeah, just kind of wanted to spend a couple couple minutes with you guys to be able to share some of our experiences with high blood pressure, and what we need to be doing, where we need to be looking, where it comes from, medicines, their role and function, and everything that needs to be considered in our opportunity to control high blood pressure. So, Chumigach, I'm reading everybody's messages. I just can't respond to any of, like all of them. But I will try to do it this way. So let me know if this works. I enjoy it. Chumigach. Naha, bama.